make it easier. Ghana bit me say you.
Okay, your mama akwaba eba give tech media. You best cause I stream some best subscribe to your YouTube channel and I'ma share your videos for your TikTok and your Facebook pages. Me din Edinana Amada Akwa. And there your bra you ma awaha oye to me a concerned citizen. Near my because of my ma here see become one 70 invite Ibrahima or a IT expert and so. Eba say omra na yenwi o mayimu ensem ho ensem bi to say one Ghana Cedi levy na yede ato petroleum so no any other important issues e wo say be discuss enti no Ibrahima yenkone koma Ibrahima akwaba Ibrahima yawa akwaba
me that's it so
I me di se bibia boko
oh nyame adu bibia boko man no na ye hwese aban na waba no ototo niema nipa ani agye de oye no na ye make sure say ye betimi ya keep no in shape na yesusu no unse one thing say akufo do kan sem bi the time no Ghana for ya fa anya duma eno kan bi na MPP aban fundi say omudi ye hwamo no because okay MPP aban kasa unse akufo do time ye so in okay say bi o say be a citizen and not a spectator. A do baby Ghana for than spectators. Until also modern spectators there, Mamma Smith, they pay. And the artist say, a mere as to say, no Ghana for a bay citizens and Casa. You don't have to be an expert in something to be able to contribute, to be able to share your views on it. Because call bass shows a bit decent there. Then say, you say a year Twitter. Now there was a banter on this data issues.
Okay.
Which I believe say later bit me akamwasa. Na obi ko to bibi na Sam George be reply. But the reply Sam George gave the person.
Honorable Sam George.
Yes.
Okay.
Honorable Sam George. Reply what the man no. It bring a lot of issue. Emma Maggie have any other bloggers be brave because the point is we've given you the nation to fix. And he said obi who bibi na okan in your address no you should be choosy in your ways. Yeah. Because you should give us you say we don't have to be technical people. So if somebody who is not a technical person goes to social media and then air his view as a leader, for you to pick that message, and then see what you can do about it, or find ways to talk to the person, to let the person know that you are doing something about it. Then you tell the person, say, "Well, as leader, no, you are talking to industrial experts, technical people who have the knowledge." Okay. So you are saying the ordinary citizen are being affected or any view because he's not an expert in the industry, he can't talk. What are you saying? And so I believe I'm not saying in idea and two. Now you see a view as ordinary citizens in the nation, not country not.
Okay, very mind that was now. Anyway, very we were about to talk about fuel now. Taxation, and I mean, fuel in Kwa.
Yeah.
Like taxation generally, you who say, oh my, all our projects and Nema Kesia, or minor air, is mostly founded by international donors.
Yeah.
Ye tax woman to make 40 tax, GRJ, or assembly 4G, baby, ye baby. Whatever you buy, or mine, yet so tax.
Yeah.
But to me, phone who the tax na
yeah.
Into no why sha then and I be and paying for me because ye and ye paying for edit taxes no be na ye who say ye to me for ye who say yet say me tax no ye de akoye project ama eso abanfa so ama o man.
Oh say eno na ma Ghana fu bibiri e ba no etwo me ka toa me ka ma de no me ka aban de no ema etwo tuaye yenden no eye say aban you should to no the year aduma yen kasa aban you should to no mfa year aduma na emom no saa to na ye tua no aban eye report the bar with me am projects
okay
ahodo project ni nyina no maybe wa ha say BXC solar power station ohwema was Chinese IPP funded 30 million a Chinese company na ATL o connect one or see Gumwa solar no so no eno so ye Ghanaian IPP bi na ye loan from Bakubi so Pokias interchange loan from AFDB I think say African Bank B what I say and there's a lot of projects I'll be coming international organization IMF ni we mu na keka government can tell us say tax no especially mama example ye ba no sa e-levy na MPP aban HG na the estimate value no is around roughly make me say means lokra no make me say bia 1.5 billion dollars it me realize it from that we see
okay
a bit never say I'm just quoting something to make the conversation no? Yes but I know say it's around that figure say sa to na ye je no ubetimi a kire be ade ba ko a aban na ye a ye ka say sa e-levy na ye je no popular e-levy na aban ka say be hia no ye de ye ban popular free education aban start na no say tax bi ana so to bi wo eye petroleum we ni so a eno na okofa de aba be
okay
nti aban ti me kan kire say or the e-levy no be share free education
what if for case or the support here
that is the point
so abontin so no de wa ma ye hu say e-levy no me de share ha ana me de share ha but underground no or the support free education and as any man kitinkiti bia or the year no
so something am I so yam petrol ni tua no because say what the support here how do I know what the budget beto ho a na say who execute budget na
okay
me ma dwen chire mu me hu ni say the budget financing no should be taxed as say ye to na ye tua no e na wo de ye budget no na international funding na e ba no anu mo ba be supporting
okay
enti nka to bia te say de say ndc aban pesa oje which is 1% on 1 gallon
1 litre
and say basically 1 gallon so 1 litre of fuel bia no tua 1 cedi
yes
aban no betimi a kire ye say sa 1 cedi na oje no project asumasi ndesi nani so this number of years and person why estimate am say card go say and a fuel average consumption per year ni say and a per day ni say nti afene be so no ni yet me realize this kind of tax from this ye be this project
okay
no wa kire say be sense kan nso nti ono no kopebosia from IMF e de aba be so nti say ye project na minim say me 1 cedi no e na ye de ye wo plastic bottle water CBO almost support to whole in heart and they say uton so ni bia na there's a percentage they are donating to those department and one say and so hard na mama for ton so no not because in so ni papa na say it government no you say tax na ye tua no is going directly into these projects
okay
na ye so ye ya na ye hu enti se sunya kwan na ye de tax ni bi be ya me ko na ye te me tax na minim se chena bi menya kwan papa sunya enti se sunya kwan na ma I can ask the government
okay
but when the government dey sa to na wogena ko chiche external funding na wonya na chi enti e bi apokuase interchange na ya ka se ye sa AFDB foi na ye and plus government but what kind of percentage of our tax which type of tax and equation yenim
okay
and even if government and tax be anshima we are not being given that kind of knowledge it's a man no chana baka dem say me san betua tax a obi a obobosia maman ye bosia na ekosoro say ye ka se ye chega na ka ye de a de me menya astimamuni no a me gusu a me tua tax it doesn't make sense enti enye say be a tax na aban ne de ba no na ye timamufo mpe Name no before I will become more patriotic to pay the tax. Me ese me hu tunsansa tax no eye mama. And I believe say project government here ni nyina no say aban ni man ani ada ho na ono aban no with this current government ne budget no railing around taxation. Na or allotted tax na word no to a project. so that we know say estimated tax no how betimi agina because already we know the businesses. Okay. Say aban entimi calculate say 1 cedi no dodo betimi anya for a year. Then tax now original doesn't make sense. What
to say ohia almost 3.1 billion US dollars for out of that 1 litre fuel taxation for say a best support say projects or outlining other some projects here or they best support and yes or they support the energy sector and I say aside that no crown obey here aside that obey here 1 point I think 1.2 or 1 point and I'm for other enti no eno wetimi a che de odi sika ne be you ana
aban bi no a obeji tax on chiro tama akufo ado de e-levy ba no wo chire de odi be ye enti ehia sere se oje sanso na odi betting tax eba ema youth no bu fufu ye no o chire de odi ba be ye what the point na say but the question is say akufo ado be ye free so 8 years ni e-levy no dey important no mo de ye and omuchire project now there should not be any international or outside funding loan bia na as a grant bia attached to the funding but ubekom no na ebi tare ho o say the ethnicity okay and you know what I believe ne say eno na ama ye nya gidi wa ban ni mu no obaji tax obaka ne de na so oji tax ni bia ye hu de tax na ekokosi ye hu de ye potin enti ama say wo sin ye tua bi mu a hwesunya ya kwan okay sunya na mewo enti metim di sunya ya mfanto hwesunya ya kwan koto krom kwan ye nye ye be election na ye sin ye bu krom kwan a ye kama a kwan ni gina na so a fort bi ani kwan no na ye twa asfalt guso all because
ye election incident no say o guso
that is the point so me point no say
can I say Mahama president by ya okofa I think of Fiteshima na e ba na pothole say wo ni do ma kwan no na ye feel say na be ya or first one on feel say a kwan nye because on the books mu dey ya share say kwan nye aye
say eno na make am etimiti ma minu na minu say kwan nye nye no o san ka kire me say o beji tax dey abaye kwan a metia like I will not be enough patriotic to pay
say tax there is you are bound to pay like we so far as we to memuni
and so
you are bound to pay tax
but we can why say
and one of the projects other projects
me Ghana ha hu o ma mutimi je o tax mutimi ji ni yie pa ya ba edmefo eno dia aban ni tua wa watew ba ankra nyuma
me twan na no me shop on me wa Nigeria for ba ho
yes
so
that's the point so me
it is cannot then the check class or the
me ka so mu nji o ba me point no say ultima muni no the internet so tron ma yi nka ayi for ba ho internal revenue for ba ho say be tax sanka wo ahuam abusome na so na fe na so na wa wo de ko what point na say but we are not doing that because we don't see the results now tax na yema because wo fi animu kwan aban ka kire say me je tax asomasi wo fi animu kwan enu bi ne ka ho bi a ye be sa kwan na se mo amu wo montam mo nim se kwan na nya no obi kran na be ka kire say bomodi na twa tax no what point na say but here in the case say wo fi animu kwan aban say obeye o poto krom kwan NDC na ye wo so okay say obeye sa ayi ya hima kwan ofiri so MPP so bae obeye ono so de be frisi no de kakra bi be dey ebegu so eti ehu ni se omo dadae eti aban bi ba no sakati so be kutokuru mu kwan a me a memiti e o ka se oje taxa enka mi mpose mi ntwem ko mi so obeje adi onye kwan no
o ka se obeje adi sare na se aban ni ji iska no ono no dio but for us we know say or the share projects there are projects other projects e be say free education a work or the share yera 4 time get fund projects tax omoji is come omoji omo sure say this is from get fund and get fund we aban project
get fund
omo see school adan and omo label no school adan ni we ma label ma
get fund no be get fund no be free enunti na make am majority of projects
and no outside
obi a o tie mi bia betimi akogogo and now so the Ghana government website
okay
na start search for major projects and their source of funding. Now had mudu dua ye be listed tax for. What point in I say? The government no ombe the government trala sa ye nhyeda amfa component in count say taxes mercy tax of painting and ye. What point in I say? Okay. But every tax bia anka aban no have to have a purpose and project. Because answer na aban beka some major tax no na how be whole person so no. Until the moment aban major tax no say me say aban ka na make my example say sunyan kwan na aban say ojeje tax aya. Na say me am it sunyan affect me yi me yematua tax na. The next time I'm looking at it say say me call roads and highways kwan ya na me hwe source of funding na say me who say tax room
sunyane.
What point na say by the moment I make na me who say bia IMF na am a loan e dey aye kwan no. Meanwhile, buying catch say tax na me tell the bear coin. One can be the what point na say? So
what is the essence of the tax then?
I don't make am.
Okay.
Enti ye hu tax no so for so akwa say buy ni gidi. E bit me so hu use. But they have to make it very transparent for us to know say sika na buy na ejije no o use to make just say ka government here na budgeter na the parliamentar.
Okay.
As a source of funding ni internally generated.
Okay. And sana
yes. Eti aban be kire say sa tax ya meji example where 1 Cedi tax award you list project opus or o project ni bia ya amount e bekum nti aban bi no akasa obi a sa project wi nyina se me ya e bia sika ni ya tax na be enso ye be hia be yese yakoka ho nti ene e be kwa je ho bosia nti be sa ye debt ni nkoso no even though ye budget tax because ye the tax no na ye aduma no na loan na ye age no e be supplementing ni nti no enu kan se loan ye kese. Okay. And so now, sometimes no bosia na ya bonus so tax I generate. So what is my point na say? Because yes, you live within your income. And the entire buying to me project ahudu nya because Ghana yeti hey sanka ye wo flying cars pra Ghana anka ye pay. What is point na Ghana to Dubai anka ye pay. But the point is ye ntimi nya because ye hu so ye akwankro. Enti the ebetimi generate kakra na ye wo no eno na esa aban ne hwe na o limit no de obetimi aye because there's a lot of government projects aban bibiri aba wo go monsa kan egu a pro waste of money as sika no say aban bi ate ne ho ase kai say ye me ya aban asem na mu man na ye dwene ne ho e na ye utilize sa funding na anka aban bufro ba bi akranka bosia kra won hia and so aban we aba was listing new projects for the day Mahama on one casa President Mama old dear or buy Professor Thomas dear Sansona a year a man that I would for project on 1 year 1 billion far the guha put it na ashu grim and then go so high and sit money yenya good season in tax and ya fair I am a said but in as much as I have responsibilities no I also have rights.
Yeah.
And so if you want me to go and do my responsibilities, you have to provide the right and some benefits. Won't mean can say I am right in the tax. Now what would leader now would be any musikana or general. Yes, said them for so be also. Because the way government does their project, the way they disseminate the financial resources of the nation, favor MYN. As some woman who say young cut your coats according to your shirt. Now yan in kakra. Now you continuous government, not government office or impressive citizens. Because I know can be and I ban say her number of tax a year Mahama or buy webcam na my list wa hasi. And yet tax could one will tax na Mahama a term a free a binder no term no and yet tax could because of humor your COVID levy. COVID levy. Ucha a e-levy mu ucha betting tax ucha a lot
emission tax and emission
yes emitting tax yes but so far they were almost by 8 almost by 8 taxes ana akufuado ashini na ucha ni na
which not on na dream no enyema no say yes am I or my
enyema no I'm not going to be biased. The point a political decision about the person that make mission but I'm it's a friend also then the
and say you need G so share boss say we trim no train.
And ordinary dear, but
ordinary dear, but as say complaining and I say
that's the point. So what I'm saying is that need now what they ban so the Bayer project no say na 11 na Akufuado president Akufuado or share no sanke or the Dumas or the and we don't even need to be sitting here arguing.
Okay.
And we will appreciate to continue to pay.
Yeah.
But the young first will be about nobody in Ghana here can body this a party for now more political communicators na meeting actually today. Also about our bonus slim no what can no.
Say no or kasama the party.
That is the point. It's a ordinary person. Ghana ni bien wa opa chena yentinsi krom ni for microphone and camera and mudem sunyandum. Ni yembisa ni padodo na say levy yewura Akufuado otwam oyeye no niema ben na ode yeye obi enu de so what point na and such a person no so some catch and say on your tax ufunibo
okay
because he feel like we are being cheated on by the government na eba no and the government are actually fighting for their political interest and not the interest of the citizen. It mean when say taxa President Muhammad Ibana and Kenya bad. Nemo so be ni bo share so project na wa list so the tax na ba be no obey ya. It already we are already paying some taxes.
Okay. Yeah.
Into a power. Those taxes no on poly be home fund tax projects no. Now on chere say or transfer can dey atwa so.
There be also those taxes no it's been aligned to other projects and to upon them saying
what projects
or the accounting
what projects or they align and so I don't even understand government. Uko ECG right now.
Okay.
Uko top power na omo printing we no you pay for the power. And then ECG will still list a lot of taxes including I think electricity something levy. Sa electricity no home power no na me tua ka no SS and no expenditure na all no or free the cost of the purchase but we say there another tax abesho say for the same company na say me tax so double payment. What are you saying? Because here in Sanka the cost of a product is the general cost of manufacturing of the product plus your profit. What's the point in that? Into expenditure be or you include it in the cost. Inti kan beto power na ka chem say me to 200 cedis a me nya 100 and something unit that sikana me twa ma no should include the operational cost. You don't come and also charge another tax again. Because you have to list your expenditure, your operational cost, everything, your fixed cost, and then you use it to now determine the price that you want to sell one unit to me. But entisa until call print way na taxes no it doesn't make sense. So enti we nyina na yeka say omo gigi taxi e na omo mayit mamuni no omo podawram yehu say tax e je na ye de ABCD a yeso be koso atua what point na say ti say interchange ye wa cry ukodu na wo ye crossover na ye ka kire say bia tax aso machine ye de yes interchange here say next time pan ba wo a wonya so mfa so obetua and when the development is growing and tax is involved in that development now the citizens know say they have to do their best because they are the one going to benefit from the project. But if the project is still from loans, now you get tax, you tax, not loans, project. Yes.
You tax, no. We don't know the essence of the tax, and we are still paying loans.
What I say?
That's
let me America forecast. I'm one of the boy and what you can manage Japan.
Oh.
Yes, because we can do it. What point? Gold, or maybe 2 gold or Ghana. Now, you are am I 10%? No, not for 90% the call. How? China near no actually no what to talk and say for no the air connection, no the call. Government doesn't get anything out of this. We have the local resources, no, and I'm for the kind. What's the titicas will come the end?
That's all but nice can also be to
say we should be citizens and not spectators. Yes, citizens can claim and spectators, not spectators.
The president, the former administration or catching say we have a yarding son. So I don't make and say right now, we the citizens we don't have to get technical knowledge in some of the government affairs. We should talk. Now see how Casanzo Swani a target with party flag.
O tell me with
Kasa Bibria. O Kasa Bibrina party A who say enko mana or better girl say A or party B.
me share conversation be na e koso Twitter.
Okay.
There's a guy called P in Tech. He does free tech videos.
Okay.
And then last year during Akufo-Addo's government, now or you're one of the people I know what you're talking about the expensive data we are buying. Yeah, it's in content creators near they use internet more.
Yeah.
And then could you sell the no mujim? So recently they were on Twitter discussing this same issue.
Yeah.
What's the point in saying?
Okay.
And one of the things could you share the guy I was very, very interested in say during that time he was going with that guy to the communication authorities office. They were going on TV station talking about this issue. And this by he is still talking. But they are now tagging him as an NPP member because he is talking about it now. And also he will not be hypocrite.
Okay.
Tag him as NPP, but he will say the truth.
He will say the truth. Yes.
And we should forget about being tagged as a political affiliate and say the truth, because at the end of the day, they tab one of Bafoma. Oh, now what ever benefit so. So he knows that he is a content creator.
Okay.
And he made some very nice argument. He said, people who watch his video, through which he makes money on YouTube and other platforms, have to watch his video at night using the 9 bundle because it's the cheapest.
I know that was the cheapest.
Can you let somebody you want to saw that additional call you not 12 o'clock because of your video because you want to support you nothing over video? And exactly the point. And to also the Sadi Pana or any video Satam hold on. Ebeka and say data for betting because within the day he can produce more than 20 contents. But the person can only watch 3. Monetization by Buffett. So the more he fights for better data, people can be able to watch more video daytime.
Okay.
And then by so doing, the more they are watching the video, the monetization is and then he can also make money to support the expenditure for creating the videos. And you know, how about tax and development, you know, it's time Ghanaians have to stick up and then we fight for what is needed. As I see a DNA, buying jaibo siabo. Now a buying edit tax ne say tax in 1 cedi no bedia on fanye baby bedru no ye hu say tax nasa enti mamu for tax no na to project ni
na sisi atimamu for ne be ye den na ya hye aban say aban emfa tax enye adwuma ye me ameti here me osunyani manu ndudwem manu ndu parliament house and a Flagstaff house. It's me made in Masha buying kitty say a buying OG tax Pakoye project na yemfa who say tax now.
One mistake as citizens is to think that the authorities are way above us. So our grievances doesn't reach them.
That is how it has been portrayed.
That is not how it has been.
You know,
Parliament House from. People started the demonstration and they stopped.
Okay.
There's a lot of instances people have done serious demonstration and those bills have been reversed.
But demonstrations, baby.
So I don't know. When you debate something, when you talk about something, and you talk about a challenge, but you don't offer solution. Provided that solution, it doesn't have the solution.
Okay.
And so you coming to criticize that person, you need to come with a solution. What do you mean? President Mahama said, tax nowadays is not relevant because is a project. Well, alternative way he can let us the citizens know. What we know here is transparency and accountability. Say about what the tax now for tax now but the tax in the no maximum phone say, but the tax now do but they will be paid into Bobosia. So we should now begin to speak against foreign loans now in the baby. A grant they are fine because grants you don't pay back.
You don't pay back, yeah.
But a loaner, government should not go for it. So crying yet, now say a koji loan the buyer crying and I see a taxa. Government should let us know, say, Mamuti Sunai, Mamuti Kumase, Mamutin crime. Ma crying yet, we need tax. Tax and in some mutia, when you go see a more working class. So be at your 5 cedi cry, you will get money to complete this road. Government know the number of population of people in Sunyani because they've already done census not long ago. And to when him say working population of Sunyani do say. And if Obia Sunyani or 5 cedis, you'll be able to construct specific roads in Sunyani. So government should be communicating and teaching people, educating us. so that we now take him and then also on the transparency. My say once we are paying the tax is being used. It's a you sooner say you're crying on a crying is kind of sound. Government will tell us say tax now you're allotting for road no asao. Among phone to Antima Muncha and Mr. Muncha in your kind. Okay. And so you'll be on kind of you know say it's urgent, you need to pay. But almost how you might say, Omo Bedayaka, Omo my young because on Piscan Bedi, and Okoji loan a government one and loan it. Oh, but this can go now, or no, Abba be depending on you. So, Okoji loan is a bit of TBD, when you're kind of counting Yanashe. So, we're into me issue here and say, you're fun and yeah, look at this. You took a contract, you've not completed the contract, you've gone for the balance. How?
So, here they are,
was that the term?
So, when they gave him the contract, they were supposed to allocate maybe nipa penny back when somebody to monitor him say, Yama contract say, Yama Osika say, fire contracts no. Ebia, obey me, obey fire projects no say, obey me from Crowway to Crowway. I honor Osika na ye on the vessel. As soon yeah. Now you better inspect before we give you the money. If there is nobody there now,
no, it's not really about that. It's really about the tax issue I'm talking about. Say a year in a year tax near the year, and I want to make what this says career. And I bind about to say, hey, Ghana for a tax number 2 and I see a year crano. Want to mean your crano to this canal. Do you think say Ghanaians will become
editing?
And America says, Siano. China yaction no sikana enye most ya enye tax most of the constructions no ya international funding loans.
I said loan class still buying the bit ya. Em fan say me way. Buy na em fan say me meet. Mama be disca wo. Buy ma bom bosia. Me de koye adwuma say. Me scanner me gi and man fan ye adwuma no me disca no. But I'm supposed to pay back to you.
Yeah, right? But also America say who said the loan decisions no is at the top.
It's in more no more.
And the government in this kind you always have to no fufro. No man so go pick. Near ya cash be a woman, no the cocoa ni gold accord balance be. Now you are very dirty and stupid prices for the items. Now I feel the cocoa and be able to turn at our own price, determine the market. Now they determine market. What's the point? And so we suffer even with that regards. And the loans no you're going international with MY and cry.
So
and so
enjoy loans.
Yes, I say jai.
Must we stop or not?
Say a grant and all the betchami, Obian or China de but the loans and American say your home swan. Government should let us know, say your home swan. And Mumayan find ways and means to generate the revenue. Now it's locally you do it.
Ain't your tax no.
And I make sure we've been paying for so long. Me starting my Duma for Medicare first business I don't really talk about those things. But you started a business now. We did business registration. We did internal revenue registration, Senate registration. At the point when the company is collapsing, because Senate catch on say company we are not getting revenue. Into one cancel Nina, they tell me that they can't cancel all of them. They left one, which was me, and I couldn't pay because and I was just leading it.
Okay.
The company collapsed like that, but they were taking taxes whether we make profit or not. And one funny thing they said, you have to go and prepare what we call statement, financial statement, a certified financial statement from a certified accountant, who will charge you about 500 cedis or more. And one more. Then you can now send it to show them, say you didn't make profit. Your boss can't tell. You have to go and pay money to get that document. And imagine I didn't make profit, and you're asking me to go and provide a certified financial document that shows that I didn't make profit. I have to pay for that service, and I don't even have the money because I've made a loss.
Okay.
What's the point I'm saying? So there's a whole lot of things and also na am at my munino and feel say the human crowd formalizing so that he start paying tax. And I believe say buy the name to two family not or my before so be generate internal generated fund. At the point that we will be able to make our own decisions and foreign powers cannot determine it for us. Yeah, but me to your gold, near Casa Gold, near to know. This is how international market is selling it, and the same way we are going to sell it.
And that's the reason for the gold board now, Abana. She says, soon to me, gold ain't free, Ghana without passing through the gold board.
So the point is that still if foreign companies are the one mining, and they are giving on a percentage base. So even if so 90%, even if you get into the gold board, he is getting the chunk of the sales.
Okay.
What's the point?
Still no crime.
Exactly. And Ghana Bambasa Kwajibosia. Now your man condition with this gold decision, you bet me a Ghanaian, and government cannot say anything, and they will buy the gold at the price they want. And the other day, as I say, na yetina seni restructure internal activities ni. I don't think say any Ghanaian hates paying tax, but they hate the fact that for so long government disappoints citizens, and a lot of people chop government money and it's not being utilized for the purpose for which the money was assigned. Contractors be full payment. Ubako people so no, they assign us a full amount a loan.
But they are also complaining saying contractors.
That's America can yedi. But as I say, any minimum scan, see a divia, a maho, a bosom was up another bosia. So until a Ghana, a debt in a cost. But a tax na yajiji, any idea project in a scanner. He has to come back to Baby tax to take more tax. What's the point I say? And when Oba, you will be able to caution him. And if that is the case, yeah, tax on the you'll be able to be open, then you know Musa. Because from rent to even those who sell in the market. Everybody could have paid tax, and the country could have made a lot of money if it's been there financing those things. But at the end of the day, the government prefer to go and take loan, which all citizens you don't have control over. Into Obama and Fanny project no dear, now by debt. The next government can not also cooperate in the loan. Okay. Because Akufo-Addo say, President Akufo-Addo, former President say, now we thought say he was going to mine the gold and other stuff and use it for development. Yes. But he even went for the highest debt. What's the point in that? Because when they start using the internally generated fund, especially tax, they have to always come to you, the citizen, for that tax. And you, the citizen, can question them what they did with the first one. Exactly. Okay. And that's why I also believe that most of the projects, not tax be and shame.
But on my own project, no, back to me.
Project, your West African Food System Resilience, and here 2023 to 2028, and agriculture. Now, a World Bank for NQSS can $150 million. Development policy operations, and January 2024, a fiscal policy reform, and a $30 million. IDA for NDCS can buy and your tax. Now, next person here, energy sector recovery program, which was 2024 to 2028, under energy sector.
It's still, and we are still.
Yes. So, says can say $250 million. IDA for now plus 10 million grants.
Okay, so send the ebu high here because of
what's the point in that? I can go on and on and on and on and on and on and on. There were a lot. 5 district water system at Dakulu 2020 to 2023 utilities. A year 11.5 million euros. Australian loan. What's the point in that? You will get a lot of developmental projects. So society government is out of loan or grant or international funding.
There are some on cry, but that's the money has been spent.
That's the point. And I do also release this because there's conditions on the money. Sino Hydro, we were here, they started the project, even in Sunyanje, they did most of the roads, they started it nicely, Berlin Talk and the rest. And then they've left. Nobody knows what happened.
This is Abai Oka says Sino Hydro be a coin. Am I obey projects? Am I? Sisi Aoko. Dancing Aoko.
That's the point.
Yes. No.
If be fire, obey response amount. And a response now or the amount you don't have control over the response.
Okay.
But a tax now by an agent. And or send here on working one. You can stand, do demonstrations, decide not to pay, and you can what's the point I say? Yeah. So the government is looking at sectors where he can control. The financial source are only to control our citizens. Your involvement in that decision will not be much. Okay. And I believe that the entire tax system and because Akufo-Addo they are not or they buy a near team. Though now man for complaining early stage, it was normal at the end of the day. And people will still be paying.
We will be paying.
But the point is that once we are paying and then we are seeing the results, and to America and other places are abroad for tax and money, even Ghana for they are happy for paying tax and they will never invade tax. It's because they enjoy the fruit of their labor.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, back America, the government pays a crown. Into one crown 5 multiply a child support and don't a support more parents now, especially for a single parent. But Ghana have a BC. The highest you get is free education.
Crown on a home,
What's the point?
Free education in free, sir.
What's the point? So I believe, say, Emirates say, we the citizens, whether we have the technical knowledge about what the government is doing or not, no.
Okay.
Yeah, we are sitting them. So decision about in our way and so. And then let us all voice out. Young Kasa. Now, because of social media, no, you don't even have to do demonstration. Call TikTok, call live. Now, get like-minded people who also share your passion and your vision with you. You can talk and educate a lot of people who also start the same chain of command.
Okay.
And the next thing you know, it becomes a movement.
Then it means the youth, we have to stand up.
Exactly the point. We have to stand up because Ghana for what's the point I say? I'll tell you, sir.
Our teachers, our nurses, our like Obieko, yeah, we are in the
look at the Middle East.
Crying, say you hear nurses, you need nurses. But last time I heard in the news, say 14 nurses from Ghana to outside. Why? Because
UK. It's Ghana football baby money and so far the echo. Minimum bimo or free Ghana echo Russia and to come baby Ukraine among for so called doesn't matter the spite. Israel among for echo.
Until the rules and taxes and be a Mraya Juma and actually Jonas Becca International.
And yam ran a year Juma. And yam ran a year Juma. What's the point in us? Abroad. America, when five crana, ye kuni person, we are similar. We beat him cost no kuni party. The bonnet war gunfight near the other. But the point is that the reason why their economy has suppressed those negative vibes is because the government put the money they raise into proper use. What's the point in us?
Okay.
The government cushion the businesses, just like Chinese governments. And it's a companies, air for layer. Say, Omoho and yet in Bima, about to me, cannot be a cushion companies. So the companies are also paying tax.
Okay. So they will pay huge tax to support.
Because when it's and watch now, a ban will find ways and means to let the companies stand.
In this country, their businesses collapsing now.
No.
Why they be so? Bank bossing crana the stress you go through before you get the loan.
What's the point in us? They have better offers than us.
Okay.
And the government is putting it into proper use. Say, see how people sit down Ghana. Just a while to susu. Because all Bobo send the consider from move. Just a bit like government worker. Now the pay slip call. Then was me be an year to apart from that, unya. And one us or two susu. Now what to smith no go on kakra, iron rose and go on kakra. Then when you see say you've gotten the foundation level, you go do your foundation. Now was a judgment 4 years. Now was you get it.
Okay.
But abroad no, you can simply go for mortgage. Then you'll be paying it over a period of time. It's when you better know. So what you man will calculation no one near man or lifestyle for cut you put according to your setter. When you better now or dying. But I antisa a high okotadie now niska or bank account to ma. Untim for credit card and to money. But Bruce niska won't crowd to me to later no discover to man or matter money. So the system is working because government is putting the tax now into proper use.
Okay.
They are not better than us. And it's a buy no beman and yaba, na ye be better chef ye set tax na ye channel. Ye very transparent to the citizens. Na ye focus ye this scanning ye. Because who see would now our two susua. Say udu baby now start na scanning so I'll stop. No was a pesca for another acquaye. When himself dine away. In the 100 years cry who check come crown out this kind of one. And you are who I say, oh, yes, sir. The same thing should have to taxes. And they say, who I say, Timamu for ya, I say, ya, crime papa. Ya, I say, see a dime papa. Ya, I say, ya, hospitals papa. Yeah, person school system papa. Na yetinam. Until when you are contributing, you know that you are contributing for yourself and your oma omudu beba your next generations. Until enya de bi say say ankasa de we kra no aban e pa achew. Enu kan say internal revenue for better of kill store because of the tax. Government should make the tax payment attractive to us by making sure say the amount of money they are generating in tax, there is transparency in the infrastructure it is going into. So they don't say sikana yetia no ye the idea sumasi ye the idea ABCD. Now you making sure the contractors now you need scanning more money. They are doing the right thing. You were the time go check a budget ye the as a website developer, I realized some years back the government agencies were quoting certain amount for certain website so I run over the WordPress in the building. And the WordPress website which I can build for you and charge you 1,500. I can even do it for you for free. WordPress, it's one of the cheapest way of building website. But they were building for government
huge amounts of money.
100,000 Ghana cedis and more for that website. It doesn't make sense. I feel among say they have changed and they are using customized system like Nest.js and the rest, which is still not very difficult with the introduction of AI and also build a website. So far as you have the knowledge you can simply generate the code, edit it, and we're done. And there is support everywhere for providing Nyama be easy for us. And it doesn't have to be costly for government to make sure say sikana yejina ye the ye development e be boye not memfoni ye hunu so ye tax
me osha say ne be ye betime generate funds no without loopholes sikana en fefa de bia enye safer ye be like how to protect the generated fund no crime the monies we are able to get from citizens no say ne be bo mobile.
Yeah, we say the government should first be transparent. So they make tax near Jijeda. But how many we say almost say public data. Misana make say public information centers. Obviously no the car. No provide.
Yes.
So NS have to go to GRA website, have to go to Minister of Finance website to search for information, Auditor General's to search for information and what is happening. Government should make it known to me. What the point I say? As part of government PR, government should let me understand. Say this is the amount we are generating, and this is what we are doing. Now then I had the air, A, B, C, D, but menkwa modern na yenyan rider entimi nti se mboa na muti yetimi ye ye ka se ye kwaji loan every outsider why because this A B C D E enti mo timamufo no momwa wose most edubebi when President Mama was then they went for a loan. I think it was from IMF and then they were told that they don't have to employ people.
Yes.
So for a period of time there was no employment in the government sector. Look at this. But anka bina na generating the sika anka that issue no wouldn't have come. And so first of all the education needs to be there. Transparency needs to be there. Once those things are working and the citizen knows say sika na ye tua no eno na ye de A B C D na nya bosia na aban akoto no they automatically we will pay. Me ene se ne me share any business register internal revenue tax no. I thought that because of the skills I have, an institution can call me to maybe buy something for them or service something or do something, and there's a need for us to buy something and replace. But could anywhere, but the way invoice could VAT on it. Then return it back to the institution. What's the point is? How many people does that? There's a lot of people who are selling things to organizations, but they are not going for the VAT. Because of the AKI. So if government is transparent, I don't have to register with GRA to be able to pay tax. I have to know say manya gift, manya income be what I say. Me about say informal income but I know say I buy your coin, obey him sika they are support to coin. So I would go there and do the calculation, pay. There's a you don't have to be registered with internal revenue to be able to go and pay tax. But we are not doing it because we are not seeing it. And when they make once the transparency is working, we know say Nema government idea benefit me any machirima na yes we be boying say they are butchering for enjoy and bit me enjoy when we that thing stick into our mind. Ordinary citizens won't school down crown will be willing to pay tax for the madachi because the country will be moving forward in that regard. It is kind of the or just that because of lack of transparency in Tinama, among for you and people will start to do it themselves. And then what I believe is education is a core. And then I buying some transparent. Now buying cutting off loans. Now you reset system no back to zero. Now for the planning how we can finance the country internally. Obeka say impossible, but it's possible. Because you can say gold mining companies are Ghana now or more licenses next one renew. Ghana is going to mine it. Then young Kasayatong, then the money goes to the Bank of Ghana as government revenue. You bet me aye.
Now will it be possible?
Why not? Until you telling me say equipment
foreign miners.
Who are they? Are they not ordinary Ghanaians? China for no children, they only bring the equipment. That equipment and so no government can buy. Excavators and animal government can buy. What one the government is regulating ye now we invest money into it. Said the buyers can be from Babano and could need and could diabrofono, but it be with any idea. We can do it. We don't need abrofono. Oh, there's the end to me here. No phone deep no craft for now. We can start with the galamsey like we know, but making sure say we are putting the proper measures in place. The EPA and every organization that have to come in is doing their best, so that say there are no generators that fund can be used to now invest in the deep mining. Into here, bit me up building infrastructures. Any better no na because more Ghana na more mining no is kana any more free Kenya do yamfo
ko neni
hono so infrastructures a omo ye wo ba persona ye nya wo Kenya na wa I don't think it's ka fufuro bi fi baabi ba a mo de yes aduma nti abanka so be ya obetumi start here fi baabi na afei no kakran na ya build enu ho kra na se ma companies ni nya agya na asase na se de na se adore nti be simi ase nya nya
$8
na wo de mo to go ro no ko desta obeba no go.
Wow.
Say what's happening?
Okay.
It's minerals in the soil. Nti said the gold in the buy no. A woman assassin sign than my gold ni bimba. Since volcano and stop here, we still having volcano eruptions across the world, no. And then rock formations are still continuing to be done. It means that gold will continue to come.
Okay.
Other metals will continue to come. And fortunate for us, as I say, I'm the man, no, ni na bi wo. So I didn't think I am focus. Now recently I hear video be as a no say ne. Galamsey site be o mutu gold o ma for gold na afedie as I no ko bo ba bi say tum.
Whoa.
And on my video they about to TikTok say already legal man. And why video say among for say ma President Mama say they've gotten crude oil on the same year from CNA but black. You got it. So we have the resources. Government just needs to focus on building the nation. Government will first have to be patriotic. And many government tell me one can say yeah, Muslim before they are patriotic. Government and its ministers, the MPs, they have to be patriotic, and then they have to start because we don't some faso. Because said they can crude oil you are being. If government is able to get the infrastructure, the machinery, and they dig it, now it me a convert it me ton yadia without the involvement of external organization, international loans now, we will be able to name our price. And this I could just say the best project we are. Yeah, but not condition down. And this is what me out to I don't know 5,000 or buy a city or 1,500. Until at the end of the day, about 15 until I believe say we can use internet generator fund to develop our own resources. Sell it as our own prices, generate our own money, and build a nation.
Okay. Very much. Yeah, that's it. Hey, if Tech Media, I go so astro some be subscribe to your YouTube channel. No more share videos where TikTok and your Facebook pages. Your best I can say most of our videos now mo share on TikTok no your cat no and kakra. Ain't no your best friend say mo pe full videos now. Mo be ko your YouTube channel na ma share your videos no ewo your YouTube channels no. And ne enyumre nya brayima ewa ha oye IT expert na osan yet me muni a odwen oman yi ho ye ba ye kasa efa ye taxations any other pressing issues a ekoso oman mu ene nana amada akwa na me di you made ho chia me makram